So, how's the best way to cleanse your soul or to enrich your soul? Well, the first step is the most obvious. Find God. See, the moment you put your focus in something bigger than yourself, that is outside of your ego, then you truly feel that you're doing something that is satisfactory because you're not doing it for yourself. And ironically, the number one benefactor of those actions is going to be yourself. The moment you start doing good, and it's very simple, and it's important, I think, to do this anonymously. Tell yourself and open up a conversation with God. Say, God, I'm doing this for you and for you alone. No one will know. No one will know. And then start doing actions like that. Like little missions. Tell yourself, today I'm going to help someone that's, more unfortunate than myself. Whether it's giving food, or I don't know, lending some money to someone you think they need it. Something that usually you would not do. Coming outside of yourself. By doing this, you're starting little by little to cleanse your soul. Second, how to cleanse your soul. For it to be cleansed, you need to have God forgive you. So whatever you've done in the past that's bad, or that that it's wrong, ask God for forgiveness. When you ask God for forgiveness, He will forgive you. He is the most merciful. He will help you, but it's important that you don't keep doing these things. The funny thing about sin, so to say, I feel that it's a thing that not only it harms only us, but it harms those around us, but in ways that we don't necessarily see it. Sometimes don't you find yourself in a loop in your life, the same thing, the same emotions, the same things keep going again and again and again. And usually I found that thing is associated with a sin, no matter how small or how big, that I keep doing. And I neglect changing that thing. So for you to want to change your outcome and the possibilities of things that may change in your favor, you have to stop doing whatever you're doing. Sin comes in many forms. See, the devil is jealous of God's favor towards us. And he wants to show God that we're worse than animals. How can he do that? He will do that by whispering us to do, whether you go on a website for pornography, whether you steal a thing, whether you hide something, whether you lie, whether you think. And all these things are usually associated with our ego. See, our ego always is aimed towards evil. Because evil is easier than good. It's easier for us to do. So I think it's necessary that you fight it. And the fighting, that's the cleansing part. That is the part where every time you have that urge to do whatever it is, and you fight it, you put yourself in a position where you tell yourself, no, I'm not going to do that. And you fight. It's hard, but you fight it. And the moment you stop yourself from doing that thing, that is the process of cleansing your soul. One of them. And if you want to amplify that, the moment you catch yourself doing something that you know is wrong, fight it, and then compensate it with something that you know God will like. And then you're going to start seeing your life change little by little. Or for some, for some blessed ones, it might change drastically for the better. But it's important to consistently be putting yourself in a position where you know you have control over yourself. And how do you maintain that control? Well, that control, I think, is harnessed through your relationship with God. See, with God, you will continuously be doing things that He wants you to do. Do your prayers. The basics: don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat. When you see a hot girl or whatever it is, lower your gaze, control yourself. You're better than you think. Don't fall for these cheap emotions, because these cheap emotions are the ones that are causing your fall. And you've heard this through history, thousands of videos on YouTube, it's all about stoicism, being in control, knowing what you're capable of. And the moment you start doing these things, you're going to feel more and more prouder of yourself. And the next time an obstacle comes in front of you, you're going to remember all that effort you've done, and you don't want to ruin it. Now, if you do, because we're human, it's normal. Don't give up. Get back up. Get back up. Go back to the grind. Focus on your soul. And what's going to happen is all the other aspects of your life are going to start lining up. Because you will start developing control of self. What is the only power that we have in this life? What is the only thing that God gave us that we have? Choice. Choice over ourselves. Control. I cannot control you. You cannot control the people around you, but you can control yourself. And by mastering control of self, then you will arrive in a position where slowly but surely you will arrive in a position where it's good for you. You see, sometimes God doesn't give you what you want. But if He finds that you're trying to find Him, He will give you what you need. Because what we want is usually associated with our ego. I want more money. I want to be famous. I want girls to like me. I want people to respect me. You see, those things are fine, but they usually lead towards vices. Now, God gave us a solution for all these things, You're running after women, all that, get married. Don't commit an adultery. You want money? Work hard for it. Grind for your money. You want respect? Do good. Be useful to the people around you without necessarily wanting something back. Because, especially in our day and age, everything's a transaction. And sometimes when you give of yourself to others without wanting back, and tell yourself, remember, like I said in the beginning, Give it to God. Don't give it to that person. Have a dialogue with yourself and God and say, here, I'm doing this good for you, God, and for you alone. And see what happens. See what happens. God is fair. God is merciful. God is just. He sees every single thing you do. And for that specific reason, you can trust him. He will always be there for you. Now, sometimes it comes with patience. You need to be patient in this life. Sometimes it doesn't come immediately. But I think for those that are deep into the darkness, switch it up. Do it for God, and then you'll see how fast your life will brighten up. It's not easy. We have a whole lifetime. You see, this life is not a race. It's a marathon. It's all about consistency. Whether you work out, whether you work, whether you're married, consistency. You got to be consistent. Don't look for going up. Don't look for going down. Look at being stable, in control. Now, things happen, things that are out of our control. But you see, when you're in the path of God and these obstacles come, you know you did everything right for God. So that's when you know you need to be patient. You need to go through this obstacle and you'll be patient because you did everything right. But if you've been doing things wrong, that's when the anxiety and the stress comes in. And the depression, because you don't know where it's coming from. It's coming from you. Is it coming from? No, you have no idea because you're not on the path. You're in a forest. You don't know if it's coming from up, from there, but you have no idea. But when you're on a straight path, the reason why God wants us to be on a straight path, because it's the most peaceful path. And through peace, many beautiful things come out of it. And that's what you need to maintain. Maintain your peace, share good. And hopefully, for me, creating this video was very hard. I was bumbling for the past 35 minutes trying to figure out what I'm going to talk about. But, I said, I had these bullet points and everything, and I was like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? And I was choking every 5 seconds. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to share what is hard for me. For me personally, in my life is, being patient. I want things immediately. I want things now. I tend to be a go-getter. But I told myself, you know what? Sometimes you got to wait it out. Anyway, the reason why I started this channel is as I go through my journey and trying to be a better human being in the name of God, I was like, why not share it? Why not be useful? Why not be someone of good? So this is my way to share a little bit for you guys. Thank you.